to Spitalfields Market in the heart of the East End. Up the road from the O2 Arena, where on Saturday night, Vasiliy Lomachenko and Luke Campbell will lock horns with 3 world titles on the line. But first, like all the fighters on the mammoth bill, they will have to make weight in front of the public here. Hello, welcome to Spitalfields Market, a hustling and bustling Spitalfields Market this Friday lunchtime, ready for the weigh-in ahead of the big fight night at the O2 Arena, a sold-out O2 Arena on Saturday night, where we will see pound-for-pound superstar Vasiliy Lomachenko take on Olympic gold medalist Luke Campbell. We cannot wait. Neither can my guests alongside me, Anthony Crowley and also Tony Belly. Very good to see you both. Now, Anthony, you're a man that knows all too well what it's like to share a ring with the formidable Vasiliy Lomachenko. Just what's he like? What makes him so great?
There's so many things how long we got. He's a very unique, special fighter, and I think we're not just talking about a pound or a future Hall of Famer. In my opinion, we're talking about an all-time great, one of the very best to ever do it. Just a very, very complete fighter, and the footwork, what everyone talks about, the speed, there's so much more than that, just how hard he is to hit. And you only have to look at what he's done throughout his amateur career in such a short time as a professional. He's an amazing fighter.
And Tony, you know just what it's like. You faced another Ukrainian great back in November. I'm of course talking about Vasiliy Lomachenko's good friend, Alexander Usyk. What can we expect?
Yes, listen, Anna, the two unique athletes that, you know, they're a pair, it's funny, I'm going to say something that's a bit of a contradiction, but they're a pair of one-offs. They're just literally, you're never going to see this again. 2 fighters from the same place, as close as they are, who are just as good as they are. Don't get me wrong, I do rate Vasiliy Lomachenko as another, I don't want to say level, but another step ahead of even a great like Alexander Usyk. But this boy has an answer for everything. You know, he's unbelievable, and he's so good because he's not just doing it to ordinary fighters. He's not doing this to genuine. He's doing this to elite level world champions.
Well, we can see him here arriving here at Spitalfields. He's really embraced the whole week. At the public workout on Wednesday, he admitted yesterday in the fighters' meetings that he was surprised at the reception he got. His first reaction when he walked out was, are they booing me? Are they cheering me? But there's just been so much love for him. He comes with a fantastic record, a 3-weight world champion in just 14 fights. It really doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yeah, it's crazy, and the amount of UK fans, and not just UK fans, fans from all over Europe who I've chatted to this morning, they're saying what a coup it is for British boxing to have a great like Lomachenko over here. And speaking to his manager the other day, they didn't know what to expect, and well, how can you not? Like you say, it was like being in Odessa, being in the York Hall the other day. It was unreal.
He's a very humble human being, and I think he resonates with normal people out there. And when you see him, don't get me wrong, people here are supporting and are here to support Luke Campbell. He's one of our own, but at the same time, they're here to watch greatness. They are here to watch a spectacle that is the greatest fighter in the world pound for pound right now, and that is Vasiliy Lomachenko.
And the man we're seeing on our screens there knows all too well what a task he has in front of him, but he is relishing that task. Yesterday, he said in the fighters' meeting, Luke Campbell, he said, you know what, I just love a challenge, and that always brings out the best in him.
It will do, Anna, it will. And listen, he's an Olympic gold medalist himself. He's, you know, he's won the likes of the British titles and the stuff like that. So Luke has been at a level, he's fought Jorge Linares, he's been there, but what he's going to experience on Saturday night is a whole other level. He's going to experience somebody, probably for the first time in his career, who is a better boxer than him, who is quicker than him, who has better footwork than him. His only attribute that he has over Vasiliy Lomachenko is reach. That is the only attribute he has coming into this fight, and I'd like to say it's a good attribute to have, but it's only a good attribute to have when you can actually hit someone. This boy takes very, very few shots clean. And I know people are going to call on me and say, well, he got hit by Jorge Linares clean and he got knocked down. Okay, theoretically, yes, he did. But that knockdown was, he got caught square. You know, he didn't get hit and his legs went to jelly, and he was struggling. He was down, and it was more of a balance issue than a genuine knockdown. I mean, you will have studied it, Anthony.
Forgetting that's against an elite fighter in Jorge Linares. And it's what's crazy, what says a lot about Lomachenko is Luke Campbell is arguably one of the great, if not the greatest amateur that Great Britain and England has ever produced, the best. And if he was to do this on Saturday night, it would arguably be the biggest upset in British boxing history.
Yes.
That's the calibre of the man.
Well, do you know what? We'll talk about that in much more detail. We'll talk about game plans and all sorts. But you know what? It is a stacked undercard to look forward to as well. All the fighters arriving here ahead of their way. And the final time as well, they were face-off before the big night. As you can see here, Joshua Boatsy, who makes the 4th defence of his WBA international title versus Canada's Ryan Ford. Also, Joe Cordina, in an all-Welsh battle, very much looking forward to this one. He takes on Gavin Gwynn, another man that's been a cool customer all week. Another fight we're very much looking forward to, Savannah Marshall, who will be looking to impress on the big stage at the O2 Arena on Saturday night. She makes her matchroom debut, takes on Brazilian Danielle Basteri at super middleweight. Charlie Edwards, who makes the 2nd defence of his WBC flyweight title. He's been so relaxed, happy, embracing all of the fight week, but he knows all too well that what a task he has in hand as he takes on Julio Cesar Martinez, who will be looking to cause an almighty upset at the O2 Arena on Saturday night. Our chief supports, look at this, a man that has been around the business for a very long time. Heavyweight clash between Alexander Povetkin and Hughie Fury. Povetkin, 39-year-old, comes with so much experience, but Hughie Fury will be looking to make a statement on Saturday night as well. He making his matchroom debut as well. Very much looking forward to that clash. So many people talking about that one, and so much to look forward to on Saturday night, supporting card and the main event itself.
Of course, I mean, I'm intrigued by Hughie Fury and Alexander Povetkin. I think for the first 4 rounds, it's a highly dangerous fight for Hughie Fury. But if he comes through them first 4, then I think he makes this very interesting. And he could actually frustrate Povetkin. Savannah Marshall, I'm always looking forward to seeing. She's a good fighter. And Charlie Edwards is... He's the favourite going in, but it's a good fight.
Great fight. For me, that could be the fight of the night. And I'm not just saying it here now. This is one of the fight cards of the year, without a doubt, you know, over here. The lightweight, you forget about early on in the night. You've got Joe Cordina, Gavin Gwynn, a Welsh derby, which could be a fantastic fight. You don't get many bad British title fights, and I can't see that Welsh derby disappointing.
I've raved on Cordina for a while now. I think it's Boatsy and Cordina who are the elite prospects that have come from the Olympians. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. There's a few interesting, you know, fights that are in here and questions that are going to need to be answered. So, you know, don't miss it would be the best advice.
Well, we can see behind us, the undercard. Weigh-ins getting underway. Dalton Smith and Darryl Pearce taking the scales. But just a word on the main event, though. Something that's been talked about all week, and lots of questions have been fired at Luke Campbell about, is just how much of a mental challenge is in front of him. Because to face Lomachenko, you have got to be 100% mentally ready.
Yeah. I've been saying this all week, and I hope Tony doesn't mind me saying this. I think with your fights, some of you say that you constantly feel under pressure. Thinking makes you tired. For instance, you know, in your fight, you trained harder than you ever had before. You was in the shape of your life, but you felt exhausted because of how much they make you think. You're constantly under pressure with your feet. You constantly feel threatened, and that's where Luke's got to try his very best not to feel rushed. Yes, dictate the pace as well as you can.
So how does he do that? How does he control those nerves?
He's got to get, they're saying he's got to get comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Yeah. You've got to be able to handle the pressure very well.
I think the only way to do it is to offset him. When I boxed Usyk, my thing was I wanted to act soft and tell him that I couldn't box with him. So I was just going to look for power. And I think he actually kind of fell for it a little bit because I was out boxing him for the first 4 to 5 rounds. 6 and 7, you know, I started getting tired. By the time I came out for that last round, I was absolutely exhausted. And you know, and Anthony's right what he said. I trained as hard as I ever could. I can't explain why I was exhausted, just one of them things. But like I said, for me, I can show, from my side, I can show that I could box with him. I was beating him after when the fight was finished, but it was a 12-round fight. This is why I say it's different going into Vasiliy Lomachenko, because no one is even, you can't even compete or be beating him for early rounds, because Anthony just, he dictates everything. I dictated the pace of the first half against Usyk. I dictated the range. This boy dictates what you do when you do. And as Anthony said, he's not one move ahead or two moves ahead. As you've made your two moves, he's be ahead of them as well. He's 3 or 4 moves ahead all the time. And like I've said, in my opinion, I think the only way to beat this boy is to cop him with a punch.
Yes, I'm with you. It's got to be one shot.
One shot.
Luke does hit harder than a lot of people think from that side. He gets a lot of leverage behind those southpaw shots.
He's long, isn't he?
Well, we're just seeing now James Tennyson, who takes on Atif Shafiq, 10 rounds of the vacant WBA International Lightweight title on Saturday night. Tennyson, of course, stepped as lightweight after losing his IBF World title, featherweight title rather, versus Tevin Farmer last October. He's had a couple of fights though at this weight. What are you expecting in this one, Tony?
I think there's fireworks. James Tennyson, very, very heavy-handed, and he looks a lot healthier at the weight. Shafiq, very, very tricky fighter. He's training out of Manchester now, but he's got that Ingle style thing, which could cause problems for Tennyson, frustrate him. I'm really interested. That's another great fight on the card, another great fight.
I think when fighters move from the Ingles, what Anthony touched on there, they have the benefit of having the Ingles style stay with them, but then adding someone else's style to, so it's more strings to the bow ultimately. But you know, Shafiq does look quite cool, calm, relaxed there. Tennyson ripped to the bone.
He's got to be as well. He's got to be relaxed with Tennyson. Tennyson, from all accounts, is very, very heavy-handed, and talking to his team, he'll be a different fighter at lightweight.
Have you trained them, sparred them, done any work with them?
Not with either of them, but I know both lads pretty well.
Okay.
Has all the ingredients though to be a great fight, that one. You're like Matt Macklin. No one can ever hear me when I'm stood there. We need to get you some earpieces. I said it has all the ingredients to be a great fight.
It does. It really does. And then now we've got onto the scale, Savannah Marshall and her opponent.
Danielle Basteri, yeah. 8 2-minute rounds at super middleweight for this one, and of course a matchroom debut for Savannah, a big night ahead of her. She'll be absolutely looking to impress on Saturday.
It's a great platform for Savannah as well, and people forget, you know, what Savannah done as an amateur. She didn't get that Olympic medal, but she got a world gold, was it? And they can be harder to win than the Olympics. And the obvious one, she holds that win over Clarissa Shields in those championships. And now she's going to be looking to impress, but for me, we just want to see her active before setting up that big fight sometime next year.
That's the most important thing, what we need to see. We need to see Savannah Marshall active and busy. She has a great training stable in Peter Fiore, who's trained world champions before. So hopefully now we can see the best of Savannah Marshall going forward.
She looks in fantastic shape here.
And of course tested as well. Savannah and Danielle, they've actually boxed before in the amateurs in St. Petersburg back in October 2013. So Savannah actually won on points. Can we read too much into that? What will she take from that going into this?
I wouldn't say an awful lot. You meet each fight as it comes differently, and you know, you meet them head on. So she won't be looking into the past, she'll be looking purely to the future and looking for the job that she can get done tomorrow night, and that'll be the most important thing to her.
A fight that of course gets talked about when it comes to Savannah Marshall is of course against Clarissa Shields. She's the only person to have beaten Clarissa Shields. That was in the amateurs, and I'm sure she'll be looking to do it again. Eddie at the press conference yesterday was speaking about, you know, possible world title fights next year, but it's important not to get too carried away. You've got to deal with the task in hand, Anthony.
Of course, because there's Needle there. There's Needle there with Clarissa Shields, because she was the only person to beat her in the amateur, the last person to beat her. For me though, now let's just see Savannah active.
Yes.
Let's see her back in a few fights. And there's no doubt she's got the talent to be in those kind of fights. But we want to see her active. She's improving greatly under Peter Fiore. And like I say, she's got a great platform on Saturday night. Go out there, impress.
At this moment in time, I think there's no need to be talking about Clarissa Shields.
Yes,
you know, the girl is a world champion. She's on another level at this moment in time. Yes, she's competed as an amateur, and I agree, but it's a whole other world, this game.
As a fighter, this is to both of you, do you like it when people are talking about the big names out there, the future fights, or are you someone that would just rather concentrate, task in hand, and then I'll think about it?
I think it works both ways. You've got to concentrate on the task in hand, but it's nice to be linked to those fights, to give you that motivation, and that is the end goal. That fight with Clarissa Shields is the fight to beat it, to be the first woman to beat her in the professional ranks. But she's got to stay focused, and like I say, for me, she's just got to put a run of fights together, and we'll see the best of Savannah Marshall.
I was always someone who wouldn't entertain anything but the fight that was on hand. So I think, as I've said before, I've only ever had something else on my mind heading into the ring once in my whole career, and that was when I faced BJ Flores. The only thing that was on my mind was David Hayes, so that's only happened to me once. So you just want to see, guys, focus on the fight in front and focus on the fight ahead.
Now these two fighters stepping on the scales. This is a fight that a lot are looking forward to, and I'm sure a lot of Welsh people are looking forward to. It is, of course, a Welsh battle between Joe Cordina and Gavin Gwynn. There's certainly bragging rights as well as title at stake on this one.
Of course there is, and Gavin Gwynn, he's got nothing to lose here. You know, the more pressure's on Joe, he's the decorated amateur. He's the, you know, he's been compared to being the next Joe Calzaghe, and it's going to be interesting to see how Joe handles that, because as we mentioned before, a lot of people see him as the most talented of that 2012 London Olympic team, don't they? So it's a fight I'm really looking forward to.
I just rate him so highly. I think this boy is, you know, the future of Welsh boxing. Between him and Andrew Selby, they're absolutely phenomenal, they really are. He's got a brilliant coach in Tony Sims. Cordina's someone, like I said before, it's someone I've raved on for a while, and this is bragging rights in the valleys.
Absolutely, but does that not add pressure? Does that not add pressure?
It doesn't add any more pressure than he's already putting on himself. You know, he wants to stay unbeaten, and you know, I think it's just going to give him a little bit more satisfaction. That's all it gives him. I don't think it brings out the pressure, just more, you know, listen, I'm the boy all round here, lad.
How do they both look to you? Both inside the 135 pounds limits.
Very, very tall at the lightweight limit, isn't he,
Yes.
Gwynn? Very big lightweight.
Them stacks on his feet help him.
Yes.
But he's still a tall boy, and to get what you're saying. Cordina's someone who just can do everything.
Same here. Same.
Clever, classy, calm.
To hear that from fellow Team JP members, they rate him the highest or the most talented. It shows some, you know, so much about him. Yes. Both look in great shape.
Gavin, of course, the taller man. Slightly bigger looking he will be on the night, I imagine. How will Joe deal with that?
Feet. The footwork's going to be so important, and being a fantastic amateur and Olympian, the way to deal with almost any footwork, height advantage is using your feet, isn't it? And that's going to be a big factor on Saturday night.
You can take away height and reach advantage if you've got good footwork, and this boy has exceptional footwork. Nice to see the handshake between the two of them there. So there's obviously mutual respect, they know each other. It makes for a great encounter tomorrow night.
Well, the two actually sparred 4 rounds 5 years ago, but neither of them want to read too much into that. They don't want to talk about that. They just want to do the talking on Saturday night. That was years ago, they say. Nothing like a good rivalry, a good local rivalry, though, is there, Tony? Nothing like a good local rivalry.
No, I've experienced a couple in my time over the years. They are good to have. I mean, it makes the British public so much more aware of the fighters when there's an actual rivalry there, and it opens you up to a different kind of market, and I'll say that's the biggest thing we want as a boxer. You want your profile, you know, heightened, and you want your fights to come across to the mainstream.
Of course, I've been involved in a few of them, and what it can do, it can split the city down the middle. Certainly with John Murray, it was very much split down the middle, and in the sense that there was people coming to watch us, who go to watch him, support him.
All right, well, let's hear
what... over the years when I look at it.
Shush, Tony.
Sorry.
We need to get to the interviews. Let's hear what Joe and Gavin have got to say with Danny Scott.
Yeah, let's go to the challenger first. Gavin, what's an opportunity for you against Joe Cordina? How do you beat him?
I'm going to keep that plan close to my chest, but on Saturday night, I'm going to beat him. I'm very confident as well.
How does that underdog tag sit on your shoulders? How do you feel coming into this big arena, big stage, huge opportunity?
I love the tag of the underdog. I don't know about the underdog, but I know there's plenty of dog in me, so yeah.
You know each other a little bit, you sparred a bit as well. Does that help or hinder things?
We haven't done loads around, so that's nothing to go off like so, but yeah, we know each other, but we both proud Welshman. We're going to put on a fantastic performance on Saturday night, and hopefully we'll both go home safe to our families after as well. So
yeah, we echo that. Joe, same question to you. Why do you beat him?
It's going to be a tough fight. I know that he's gonna come out, try and put it all over me. But I'm experienced. I've boxed on shows like this before. I've been on pay-per-view shows, and I've boxed all around the world with many people, different styles, people that are 6 foot, 6'1". So it's nothing new to me. I just go out there and do what I do best and get the win.
Yeah, the physical advantages are obvious, but that doesn't matter to you. You have boxed taller people before in your career, as you said.
Of course. Listen, I know his coach. I used to be in the same gym as him. I know exactly what they're going to try and do. There's no point being 6 foot and coming on to me. So, listen, if you're 6 foot, you're better off boxing on the back foot. Don't come on to me, so I'm going to hit you all night.
Thank you to both of you for joining us. Wish you both all the best of luck.
Well, this week for Gavin Gwynn certainly has been a new experience for him. It's something he's not experienced before, whereas Joe Cordino, he's got the experience of the big stage, he's had the experience of Big Fight Week. Could that be a factor? Could that help him tomorrow night?
I just think it's about levels, Anna. At this kind of, I think we'll see that tomorrow.
Our next contest, 10 rounds, the WBA International Light Heavyweight Championship. That is contested 175 pounds or 12 stone 7 pounds. And right now, making his way to the stage, the challenger from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, 16-4, 11 knockouts. He's the WBC International Silver Light Heavyweight Champion, the real deal, Ryan Ford. Now to the scale, Ryan Ford.
So Joshua Buatsi takes on Ryan Ford. 10 rounds for the WBA International Light Heavyweight title. Joshua Buatsi making his 4th defence of this title. He takes on Ryan Ford, who was fighting talk yesterday at the press conference, Anthony. He's coming to give it a good go.
He's coming here to win. But one thing I think that will do is bring the very best out of Joshua Buatsi. For me, the question with Joshua Buatsi is just how long do you hold him back before letting him off the leash? And when I'm saying letting him off the leash, a serious charge on world titles.
I can make it right, I think. I already think he's potentially the best light heavyweight in Britain. He just needs to prove it now, and he needs the opportunities to prove it. I don't know how good this boy is he's facing next, but I do know how good Joshua Buatsi is from what I've seen so far, so let's just enjoy Saturday night.
Well, we're looking at Joshua Buatsi now, smiles to the crowd, relaxed, happy. He is such a gentleman outside the ring. The beard is on, the beard will be off come fight night. As soon as he steps in the ring, a completely different story.
People don't also realise, Anna, he's a huge light heavyweight.
Yes.
He is. I've stood with him and chatted a couple of times.
Yes.
He's a big boy. He's similar to my size. He's just obviously not as wide, but he's a big boy. So this, you know, he'll be able to bully a lot of light heavyweights with his sheer size and strength. You know, the good thing about it is he has the technical ability to match that size and strength. So he's only going to be exciting going forward. Another set of stacks on the feet.
Well, both inside the 175-pound limit. What kind of fight are you expecting in this one? What kind of fight are you expecting?
I think a cagey opening.
Joshua's not been beyond 6 in the pro ranks. Could Ryan Ford, could he be the man to take him and give him some more rounds?
He's crying out for rounds, but what happens is these guys, if they rush him, they get caught with a big shot. If they try and box him, they find he's too long and rangy and a better boxer himself. So it's a good stare off what we're looking at here, and it's fully focused Joshua Buatsi. So I just expect to see a clinical boxing display tomorrow night, and the beard gone and the hair looking trim as well.
Once the beard goes, that's when he turns into fight mode.
Exactly, it's like one of those masks, isn't it? Comes off, steps in the ring, and an absolute demon comes out. So clinical. We asked him yesterday, we said, you know, what have you been working on? What are we going to see differently? And he said, well, obviously very cagey about what he's been working on, doesn't want to give too much away, but said not really see anything really different, been working continuously, improving. What do you want to see from him? What can he improve on?
I'd love to see, listen, there's always room for improvement with every fighter, but I'd like to see him come out tomorrow, and I'd like to see him dictate behind the jab for a few rounds. People forget, you know, they see this strong, compact fighter. Joshua Buatsi's not just an Olympian medalist.
Yeah.
He's got bronze medal there, and with limited amateur experience as well, it happened very fast for him. But for me, he's a world-class boxer. He's a world-class boxer, and I want to see a bit of those boxing skills on Saturday night, and I think we will do.
All right, let's hear from Joshua now with Andy Scott.
Joshua, inside the light heavyweight limit, how do you feel now you've weighed in?
All done, man. The talking is done. Great reception out here, man. We appreciate that. Thank you very much, Aaron. Thank you. But Saturday night is showtime, man. There's not much to do.
Yeah, you've got a wasp on you there. I didn't want to swat it. The head-to-head, if it's anything to go by, we're in for fireworks tomorrow night. Very intense.
Like I said, Andy, I'll be there. I'll be present every round, man. Whatever he's bringing, I'll match it and I'll be superior. The better man will win, and I believe that's me.
What's the plans for the rest of today? Get the beard off, get the hair trimmed?
Yeah, man. Start looking a bit more human and come out to entertain people, man. I'm ready.
Okay, wish you all the best of luck.
Oh, mate.
Great to hear from Joshua Buatsi there. Right, we're going to take a quick break now. Stay with us, though, as plenty more still to come from us here at Spitalfield Market. We're going to see the likes of Charlie Edwards, Hughie Fury, and, of course, our main event fighters, Luke Campbell and Vasiliy Lomachenko, take to the scale. See you in a few minutes.
Storm is 500 miles wide.
Lomachenko is the kind of fighter that comes along once in a generation. Vasiliy Lomachenko!
Champions are remembered, but legends never forgotten, and that's what he wants to be. And I think it is just to see greatness.
Luke Campbell, the greatest ever amateur this country's produced. Now he takes on the biggest test in boxing.
Everything that's happened so far has turned me into the man I am today. I love a challenge. I want to compete at the highest level. We all know how good Lomachenko is, but I just feel like I can go in there and beat him. I know I'm going to get the win.
Fantastic performance. He is top draw Campbell. Lomachenko proves his class.
One, two, three, four, five, just to catch up with Josh.
Haircut all right?
Yeah, looking sharp.
Look, straight bars, no messing around, but pitch me in the booth, two-stepping around.
Joshua Buatsi, amazing fighter.
I believe he has so much unlocked potential still.
Timing, balance, coordination.
I'm feeling myself, I might strip me.
He's just a phenomenal prospect.
I'm blushing. It's true, I'm blushing.
Leave me hanging.
He's such a well-mannered, respectful man. He seems just very level-headed. And then he goes in that ring and he flicks this switch, and he's like the devil.
I'm a beast with it. I'm great, written off the leash with it.
He's dedicated, he's obsessed.
I've got to be honest, I'm a fan. If you've got sprinklings of Evander Holyfield, sprinklings of Andre Ward, put it all together, and you get Joshua Buatsi.
Welcome back to Spitalfields Market in the East End of London. What a reception it has been for this man here. Pound for pound, superstar Vasiliy Lomachenko. Wherever he seems to go this week, the crowd seemed to follow, and rightly so. An absolutely phenomenal talent. Three-weight world champion here is signing autographs for fans, taking it all in his stride. The crowd's really gathering here. So much excitement surrounding this fight. Matt and Johnny have come to join us. Johnny, I've got to talk about your footwear. What is it about you and Wayans? We had that dodgy Hawaiian shirt in New York, and now we've got some awful footwear.
The sun's still shining. Stay off my feet.
Matt, you ditched the shorts for today.
Yeah, I had to dip the shorts. I got told it wasn't on the memo. Need jeans.
We talk about the buzz though, but there really has been a special buzz surrounding this. Is that just because you've got the likes of Vasiliy Lomachenko gracing the stage, or people want to see Luke Campbell, a massive opportunity for him as well?
You know, it's really loud in here. I'm struggling to hear, so I'm going to guess what you said to me. The atmosphere is mad. This place is sold out. When Lomachenko came in yesterday, the crowd went absolutely mad as though it's his show. So for me, it's the summer. And you'd think, wow, you know, where is everybody? They've all come for this fight.
It is a brilliant night ahead of us on Saturday night. This is a fight that very much we are all looking forward to see. Charlie Edwards takes on Julian Martinez for the WBC flyweight title. Of course, Charlie making the second defence of his title. You know Charlie very well, Matt. He's grown, he's matured. Ever since that Casemiro loss, he's really gone from strength to strength.
Oh, massively so. And when he won his world title, you could see in the fighter meeting that week when he was talking that he was ready for it. He'd done a lot of soul searching. He'd been with a different trainer. He was with Adam Booth, but he found, you know, in Brunswick, he was really where he wanted to be. He was really happy with the preparation. And I remember leaving that fighters meeting, we spoke about it. We felt that he was going to put on a real career-defining performance, and he did, and he boxed absolutely out of his skin, put on a brilliant performance, won the world title, and since then, he just seems to have gone from strength to strength. And just looking at him here on the scales, his eyes look quite sunk in, but you see that a lot with fighters. He probably took a lot of water out this morning, but no. I think Charlie Edwards' career is just going from strength to strength, and his confidence is sky high. He's at the top of his game right now, and he's going to need to be on Saturday night because this is a tough fight.
Absolutely. By no means an easy night ahead of Charlie against Julio Cesar Martinez, who was very much coming to upset the apple cart on Saturday night. Johnny.
Without that, this is a mandatory defence. People need to understand. Charlie had no choice. You know, the governing body, the WBC, said, you have to fight this guy. He's our number one. You don't get any soft touch for that. Sometimes you have your mandatory, then you have a couple of soft touches. This is a tough fight. I mean, even though Charlie has a height on him, Martinez is strong. He comes forward, he'll put you in a pressure, good pace. And it's going. I think it's going to be down to the wire.
There's a definite look in Charlie's eyes, isn't there, Matt?
Yeah, he looks... eyes are a little bit sunk in, he's a little bit drawn. Like I say, he's made weight probably this morning, hasn't eaten, I wouldn't imagine. Probably took a bit of water out too. So, yeah, you see that a lot with fighters, but he's always made the weight well. He fights at a hell of a pace. You know, he's never off his toes, bounces, covers a lot of ground in that ring. So I'd imagine he's very well conditioned. He's made the weight very professionally. But this is a tough fight. As Johnny said, this is his mandatory challenger. He had to fight him. There was no, you know, this isn't a voluntary defense where you pick a guy in the top 10 and you think, well, maybe that style suits me. He had to fight this guy or get stripped. This is the toughest fight of his career, without a doubt.
So what does Charlie need to do to win? He's been saying he's been working on his inside game. He's been improving on his footwork even more. What does he need to do?
Yeah, I think it's good that he has improved in that area, but don't suddenly think you're an inside fighter just because you've improved in that area. That's a, you know, plan B situation. He still needs to be up on his toes, lots of lateral movement, keep changing the angle, don't stand in front of this guy.
Exactly, yeah, and look at him physically. Charlie's a tall long of the two, so he's the one that should be able to box, move, parry, use a hand-foot-eye coordination. Martinez wants it up close and personal. So if you get two guys stood in front of each other, the one who's going to hit first with a jab is going to be chance for Charlie's got to be smart with that. Use his boxing ability, fight inside only when he has to, in burst.
All right, well, Charlie is ready and poised. He's with Andy Scott.
Charlie, inside the flyweight limit, second defence of your WBC title. You're obviously big at the weight. How do you feel now you've weighed in? How easy was it for you?
It was great. I've put everything in the gym, and now it's here. Now it's showtime. I'm ready, and I'm really looking forward to putting the show on Saturday night. I've got a top-class challenger coming to take that belt off me. Well, try anyway. that ain't going to happen. I'm going to win this in a punch-perfect performance. Saturday night, I'm going to shine.
Yeah, I know the head-to-head's very much from TV point of view is what we look at. It's very intense. Did you see anything there? One thing we noticed, he's obviously come to win. He means business, been very serious all week.
I don't take nothing from the head-to-head. All I'm doing is reaffirming everything I already know for Saturday night to the universe. I know it's going to come my way. I've got trust, belief, and faith in it. And Saturday night, everything will unfold nicely in front of me. But lastly, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone showing out today. They always show out in numbers, and it's a real big privilege for a flyweight to get the reception like I do. So thank you.
You're riding this wave at the moment. I know you do a lot of visualization. When the lights go down and this first bell rings in this fight, how does it go? How do you beat him?
It's showtime. Whatever I have to do, I will do. I will adapt, I'll outbox him, and I'll bully the bully.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Johnny, Matt, I think it's fair to say that we are looking at a very different Charlie Edwards to the man we saw yesterday, more agitated. Does he look a little drawn to you?
He looks like a completely different individual from yesterday. He's had to draw himself down to the weight, and you usually see that with certain fighters, and when it becomes a struggle, it becomes a big struggle. I wonder how that's going to affect his performance, because he looks surprisingly drawn.
Yeah, his eyes look sunk in a little bit. He's very drawn at the face as well. But he's made weight. You know, he's done the water cut over the last 24 hours. So you'd expect that. But it's a fine line, Anna. You know, there's being big at the weight and getting it just right. But if you get it wrong, it will affect your stamina on the night of the fight. And Charlie Edwards is an energetic fighter. Fights at a real pace. Lots of lateral movement. He's never off his toes, and that's his strength. He gets his shots off. Doesn't stand in front of his guy. Moves off. Keeps changing up the angle. So it's important that he is well conditioned. And it's very important that he does the weight right. You know, he looks drawn, but I'm guessing that he's done it right.
Looking forward to that fight. It has all the ingredients to possibly be the fight of the night. Right, let's move on then to another intriguing heavyweight clash between Alexander Povetkin and brand new matchroom signing Hughie Fury. John, there's been a lot of talk about this one.
No, this is one where I think it's going to go the distance. I think Hughie Fury is going to give him a runabout, mess him about, and steal this fight, because Povetkin is not a huge, imposing heavyweight. He's a beatable heavyweight. That cruiserweights want to step up and fight. Now I'm looking at this guy here. You know, and he's not got the physical stature of a heavyweight. I actually think he'd be a better cruiserweight, but he can box heavyweights. I think Povetkin is the right heavyweight for him to fight and feel comfortable with and outbox.
With Povetkin, of course, comes an oozer's experience, oozer's pedigree. 39 years old, he's been around a long time, he's learned a lot. He just gets Hughie Fury, 24 years old. But again, let's not forget that Hughie Fury's been in with the likes of Joseph Parker. He's also been with Pulev. He'll have learned a lot from those two fights.
For his 24 years, very experienced. But this is stylistically a great matchup, intriguing battle of styles, polar opposites. You know, you've got Povetkin, who's short, a good left hooker, great at closing the distance, cutting off the ring. But you've got Hughie Fury, who's tall, very mobile, covers a lot of ground, constantly changing angle, and he's going to need to do that for the full 12 rounds. But he's also going to have to give Povetkin something to think about. He doesn't want Povetkin just walking him down.
Youth and pace are going to be the key. You've got one man at 24 years old. He's young, he's ambitious, he's very awkward. Povetkin's going to chase this man that's more than 10 years younger than him and catch him up. And that's why I think pace is going to be the key for this, for Hughie Fury.
Hughie Fury also knows that if he impresses tomorrow night, if he impresses and comes through with a win, he knows that could be the key to some mega fights on the table for him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think he's worried about expressing. I think he just needs to win. This is a real 50-50 fight. I mean, I wouldn't even say he's a favourite. Povetkin's been there, the much more experienced fighter, much more proven at the level. You know, he's lost a couple of times to Pulev and Joseph Parker, albeit, you know, the Parker fight was close. But, you know, I don't think he's even worrying about impressing. I think he's just worrying about getting the win. This is a tough fight for Hughie Fury. This is a very hard fight to call.
Well, he's just popped his T-shirt on. Let's hear what he's got to say. Andy Scott, over to you.
Hughie, next time you see Alexander Povetkin will be just before the first bell. Just how confident are you ahead of tomorrow night?
Very confident. You're going to see a different Hughie Fury, but I'm looking forward to the fight and I'm looking forward to the challenge as well.
Just give us an insight into your mindset coming into this. Do you see yourself as an underdog, or do you make yourself a favourite in this fight?
I make myself a favourite. Otherwise, I won't be stepping in the ring, would I? So definitely, I'm 100% up for this.
Just tell us how you win it then. Do you outbox him? Do you knock him out? What happens?
Like I say, I'm a man of many words, but you'll see on the night.
Yeah, let your fist do the talking. Thanks, Hughie.
All right, so that is the undercard fighters. They have all weighed in. After the break, it is all about the main event. Join us in a few minutes' time as Luke Campbell and Vasiliy Lomachenko take the scales.
What are you scared of?
What am I scared of? That's a good question.
You scared of failing?
Do you know that's why I succeed at what I do, because I'm not scared of failure.
The people at home, they get a chance to see greatness.
Vasiliy Lomachenko, a spectacular fighter.
A modern-day superstar.
His arsenal of punches. He's arguably pound for pound number one in the
best fighter in the whole wide world.
You just think, are you human?
Just gives me now the opportunity to show people how good I really am against the #1 pound for pound.
And if I could get some words from your side.
Раз, два, три. Меня слышно по-любому там.
Lovely. I've no idea what you said, but it sounded good.
That's for you, Mum. That's for you. I'm going to be a multi-weight world champion. Mark my words. It was a punch-perfect clinical boxing performance, just like I predicted.
I love a challenge. I'm a competitor. I want to compete at the highest level.
Luke Campbell, the greatest ever amateur this country's produced. Now he takes on the biggest test in boxing.
Trust what you believe. Walk across the ice into history.
Everything that's happened so far has turned me into the man I am today. We all know how good Lomachenko is, but I just feel like I can go in there and beat him.
I know I'm going to get the win.
Welcome back to what is a packed Spitalfields market this Friday lunchtime. Everyone here to see our main event fighters weigh in, and rightly so. Vasiliy Lomachenko and Luke Campbell will be taking to the scales very shortly. Paulie Malignaggi, good to see you. Tony Belly, you've come back in. Paulie, you've been doing a little bit of shopping. I spy a little shopping bag down to my left. Killing two birds with one stone.
The market has a lot of options.
Anything nice, Paulie?
Yeah, one or two things.
I'm guessing another hat. At this stage, is it all just about weighing in, get it done, focus on the fight?
Yeah, I think they're focused on the fight now, but you know, sometimes making weight is not the most pleasant thing. So you make the weight, and then you can fully focus on the fight. You can actually get in a little bit of a good mood.
All right, okay, well, the fighters are just about to weigh in. Let's hand you over to MC, Master of Ceremonies, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now, are you ready? It's time for the weigh-in for tomorrow night's main event. And it's all at the O2 Arena in London. Sold out tomorrow night for this contest. And it's all brought to you by Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing in association with Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated. Sponsorship provided by William Hill, StubHub, Wow Hydrate, and JD Sports. The main event, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA, WBO, and vacant WBC Lightweight Championship of the world. Let's bring the fighters to the scale at this time. First onto the scale, the challenger. Since capturing Olympic gold in 2012, his professional record stands at 20 victories, including 16 wins by knockout, only 2 defeats. He's from Hull, England, the lightweight fighting pride of the United Kingdom. Cool hand, Luke Campbell. 9 stone, 8 pounds, 4 ounces for the challenger, cool hand, Luke Campbell. And next onto the stage, onto the scales, he's a 2-time Olympic gold medal champion. His record as a professional now stands at 13 victories, 10 wins by knockout, only 1 defeat, a 3-time world champion. He's the former the former lightweight, the former featherweight, the former super featherweight world champion, and the reigning, defending, unified lightweight champion of the world from Akkerman, Ukraine, the reigning and defending champion, Vasiliy Lomachenko. Nine stone, 8 pounds, 8 ounces for the reigning and defending world champion, Vasiliy Lomachenko.
So both fighters comfortably inside the 9 stone 9 limit. Luke coming in at 9 stone 8'4", and Vasiliy Lomachenko 9 stone 8'8". Tony, how did they both look to you on the scales?
Both look in tremendous shape, Anna. Both consummate professionals when it comes to making weight and getting in shape. You've got to remember what you're dealing with, Anna. You're dealing with 2 Olympic gold medalists. You're dealing with 2 elite level athletes. So, you know, it's nothing we didn't expect. We didn't expect to see any discrepancies with the weight at this kind of stage.
What about you, Paulie?
They look ready. They look focused. You expect these 2 guys, they're quality professionals, quality world-class fighters, and you expect them to look this way and be ready. Even the look on their face is very focused. Kind of gets everybody excited and waiting for tomorrow night's fight.
Let's just watch them stare at each other at the face-off for the final time. Who's gonna have the final say, Tony?
He always has the final say, Anna. Vasiliy Lomachenko. He's just so cool and calm. He has to look up a little bit on this one. Luke Campbell with the slight height advantage, but as I said before, height advantage can only play a part when you're able to hit the guy. This guy's shown he's so hard to hit.
How can he use that height and reach advantage?
I mean, he can try and dictate the range, dictate the pace of the fight, but he nods as if to say he knows what's in store. You know?
They look pumped, ready to go.
Ready to go right now, Luke Campbell looks, and I'll be honest, you don't really want to look like that at this kind of stage, whereas Lomachenko just looks. It's another, he obviously nods him at him as if to say, you'll see what's coming tomorrow. You know, everyone's usually confident at the weigh-in. Confidence soon turns to something else once the bell goes.
How do you get inside Vasiliy Lomachenko's head?
I don't know, because nobody's done it yet.
I don't think you try to get in Vasiliy Lomachenko's head. Maybe by not trying to get it to Vasiliy Lomachenko's head, he'll wonder why he's not in your head. I don't know.
I don't know if someone shoved him yet, or someone tried something, or someone tried saying something to him in his own language. I don't know. They're all things that I thought about doing, but didn't actually do in the end. So...
It's interesting.
You faced one of his countrymen.
Yeah, I faced one of his countrymen. I didn't end up trying to antagonise him. I thought, I don't want to rile the dragon up too soon.
I don't know if you've seen on social media, but all week Luke Campbell has had eyes on him. Someone from Vasiliy Lomachenko's team has been watching him all week, trying to cause him all sorts of problems, getting into his mind. Right, let's see what is on Luke Campbell's mind. He's with Andy Scott now.
Luke, you've made the weight. Just how do you feel? Very intense stare down.
Yeah, I feel great. I'm ready for action. This is what I live for, and I'm ready.
Do we want to take too much from the head-to-head? Neither of you wanted to break your stare there.
Yeah, listen, it's the fight's won tomorrow in the ring.
What can you take from how he's been all week? He's been very relaxed. He's obviously had people watching you, but you've been doing your own thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know how he's been. I've just concentrated on myself, and we've been very relaxed and confident too.
You've boxed on the huge stage before, you've boxed for a world title before, you've won an Olympic gold in this city, but does this feel any different? The attention, the buzz around it?
This is where I want to be. This is the stage I love, and you'll see the best of me come tomorrow night.
Yeah, you believe this is going to bring the best out of you, this will bring the best Luke Campbell, and will it have to be the best Luke Campbell to beat one of the greats in Vasiliy Lomachenko?
Well, we'll soon see, but you'll definitely see the best of me tomorrow.
You got a final message for everyone that's come out here today?
Tune in tomorrow for a great fight. You're going to see everything. It's going to be explosive. Don't miss it.
I'll let you go and refuel. Bring in promoter Eddie Hearn if we can. Eddie, in terms of head-to-heads, that was great.
It was. All week it's been intense. I think Lomachenko means business, so does Luke Campbell. This is it. The greatest fighter in the world today is here in Britain. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for British fight fans to see this. But it's not the Lomachenko show. We don't want to see him juggle balls. We want to see Luke Campbell knock him out tomorrow night and become a pound-for-pound star himself.
What about daring to be great? You've done that with some of your fighters before. It's a huge opportunity that you presented Luke Campbell. Can he take it?
Yeah, I believe so. Like I said, he's fighting the best fighter in the world. But he's here to win. He could have gone to America for this fight, could have made more money. He chose to take the fight in London, in the UK, because he believes he can win the fight. It's going to be hard, it's going to be tricky, it's going to be painful, it's going to be brutal, but these are all the things you have to overcome to be the best. Tomorrow night, Luke Campbell has a chance to we need a Ben Stokes-like performance. We need a great British performance to cause one of the great shocks of all time. He's in it, he's live, he's in the shape of his life, he's Olympic gold medalist, he's the greatest amateur Britain's ever produced. He's ready to take this chance tomorrow night. Do not miss it.
Cheers, Eddie.
So that is Eddie Hearn and Luke Campbell up on the stage. Down here is with me Vasiliy Lomachenko. Vasiliy, you're looking good. How are you feeling ahead of tomorrow night?
I'm feeling great, thank you, and I can't wait. Come to the ring.
So what happens? First bell goes tomorrow night. What's the game plan for you?
My game plan wins this fight.
He's not going to give us any more than that, is he?
The plan is just be him.
What have you made of the reception here in the UK? I mean, you said yesterday that you were surprised at York Hall on Wednesday at the amount of people cheering for you. You weren't even sure whether it was boos or cheers. What have you made of it all?
Now I feel like maybe I am at home, like in Ukraine. A lot of people come to support me, and I wanted to say a big thank you for all people who come.
I wish you the best of luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
That's it.
That is it. You're done.
We would like you to stay for longer.
No, we can.
Feel free.
Talk, but maybe we change the language.
How if we are Russian, I am lost. What do you look to do? So if all goes well on Saturday night, which you anticipate, what do you look to do next?
I don't know. Can we talking about after the fight, okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
The very best of luck.
It is all about tomorrow night, Tony. You know that. You knew that answer was coming. Well, you know what? There is only one place to watch this fight. A huge night of boxing coming your way. From the O2 Arena, arguably the best fighter on the planet, Vasiliy Lomachenko, hits the capital while Hull's golden boy Luke Campbell believes he has what it takes to shock the world. There is a packed undercard before our top of the bill, with coverage getting underway from 6 p.m. on Saturday on Sky Sports Box Office. Sky customers should go to channel 491 or Box Office to book this event. For more information on all the ways to watch, go to skysports.com/Loma Campbell. Virgin Media and TalkTalk customers, please contact your operator. So what happens, Tony, on Saturday night?
You tried to get it out of him, Anna, and I'll give you the good nudge for trying, but he's not going to give anything away. What happens? Vasiliy Lomachenko turns up and he beats Vasiliy Lomachenko, and that is the best pound-pound fight in the whole world.
Well, do you know what? Join us on Saturday night, 6 p.m, Sky Sports Box Office. You do not want to miss this fight. We'll see you tomorrow night.
The storm is 500 miles wide. Issued a red warning.
Lomachenko is the kind of fighter that comes along once in a generation.
Champions are remembered, but legends never forgotten. And that's what he wants to be. And they get a chance to see greatness.
Luke Campbell, the greatest ever amateur this country's produced. Now he takes on the biggest test in boxing.
Everything that's happened so far has turned me into the man I am today. I love a challenge. I want to compete at the highest level. We all know how good Lomachenko is, but I just feel like I can go in there and beat him. I know I'm going to get the win.
Fantastic performance. Here's top draw Campbell. Lomachenko proves his class.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.